It's a lot more complicated than just Dr. Murray was at his bedside when he died. Circumstances had been leading up to this for years.
They called him unusual. They called him weak. But what if the truth about Michael Jackson's final years hides something darker than anyone dared to speak? The rumors that circle his name go far beyond odd behavior and endless surgeries. They hint at a terrifying possibility. What if the king of pop we saw in the 2000s wasn't really Michael at all? Imagine this: the real Michael refusing to bow down to powerful forces in the industry and being quietly replaced by a doll from a balcony who walked into court with taped-up noses and fragile wigs may not have been the true Michael anymore. Every strange interview, every explosive outburst, every wild-eyed claim that they were after him suddenly feels different, like the desperate cries of a man resisting a shadowy cabal that demanded obedience, not independence. Think about his condition before June 2009. To the public, he was rehearsing endlessly for a triumphant return, the legendary This Is It concerts in London. But to those closest to him, it looked more like collapse. Backstage, reports described a man after his life and catalogue slipped into the hands he least trusted. Meanwhile, one figure rose higher than ever in those very years, Jay-Z securing his throne as the untouchable mogul of modern hip-hop.
Jay-Z new video with Nas and DJ Khaled is a scene with his checkerboards. These are all occult Satanists.
This was never just about one man's career. It was about a pattern. Look closely at Michael's final years, the sudden frailty, the cryptic warnings that they were after him, the endless transformations to his face and body. What tabloids mocked as eccentricities now read like something far more sinister. Seen through another lens, they appear less like choices and more like malfunctions. The image of a double beginning to crack under pressure. The theory suggests that when the real Jackson resisted, the cabal unveiled a replica for the world to see. But even replicas wear down. In his last rehearsal footage, filmed just 2 days before his collapse, we see a man still moving with sharpness, yet clearly exhausted. His face, all the while Jay-Z and Diddy's alliance never wavered. They were photographed together at celebrations, collaborating on music, presenting oversized charity checks. To the public, it looked like brotherhood. To insiders, it was stagecraft. Diddy, the showman, loud and reckless, pulling cameras in his direction. Jay-Z, the strategist, quiet and calculating, guiding the empire from the shadows. And now, with Diddy behind bars and Jay-Z still at the top, the balance looks clearer. Was Diddy always meant to be the distraction, while Carter held the true reins of power? If that's true, then Michael Jackson's refusal wasn't just rebellion. It was a threat to Carter's rise, a threat that had to be erased or replaced. Which leaves us with one chilling question. If Michael Jackson truly refused to play their game, just how far would they go to silence him?
They flipped out regarding Michael Jackson at a party in Los Angeles. Apparently, a bunch of celebrities got together and they were having a tribute party for Michael Jackson. And one of Michael Jackson's songs was playing. What was the name of the song?
A Man in the Mirror.
Man in the Mirror was playing.
Suspicion fits the darker theory that his end was not chaos, but calculation. We know his catalogue was worth billions. We know he feared people wanted it. And we know that within weeks of his death, control of that catalogue shifted. Not to family, but to corporate structures run by powerful executives. At the very same time, Jay-Z was expanding his empire, sealing partnerships with major labels and solidifying his role as the industry's kingmaker. If control of music was the prize, then Michael's catalogue wasn't just property, it was the crown jewel.
There are people who did short sales on their stocks right after that, made a lot of money, including Sean Carter. Now I'm going to ask you, why would non-disclosure agreements need to be signed for an accident?
In his final weeks, Michael Jackson himself dropped unsettling hints that he was being watched. His last words to his doctor were eerily childlike. "I'd like to have some milk." Milk, his private code for propofol. But beyond that, his tone grew darker. He warned that they were after him. He scribbled desperate notes begging to cut certain people out of his life. His daughter later confirmed he would hint at unseen threats. And when Paris Jackson, at just 18, told Rolling Stone she was convinced her father had been set up, many fans felt a grim validation. They had long believed the official story was too clean, too convenient. Propofol and sedatives may have been the weapons, but the design felt far larger. What remains is a haunting symmetry. Michael Jackson rejected the ultimatum and died under suspicious circumstances. Jay-Z, according to the theory, accepted and rose higher than ever. Today, he may be entangled in lawsuits, but his influence shields him still. Diddy, the flamboyant distraction, has become the sacrifice, his empire collapsing beneath wave after wave of accusations, while his ally carries on. And so the lingering question is whether this pattern repeats itself. Is the entertainment industry built not on talent alone, but on obedience? Is resistance punished with scandal and silence, while compliance is rewarded with power? Or are the scandals we read in headlines nothing more than fragments of a machine, one that decides not only who becomes famous, but who is allowed to survive?
Is it really a conspiracy if the same person keeps benefiting off the same kind of tragedy over and over?
So we leave you with this. If the king of pop could be silenced in plain sight, what chance does anyone else have when they dare to resist? What other truths are being buried beneath glossy headlines and courtroom battles? And perhaps most chilling of all, who will be the next target? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below, because this story is far from finished. Until then, stay curious, stay vigilant, and we'll see you next time.